Hey, it's Fish here. If you haven't been following along, I'll bring you up to date with what I've been up to. So I bought this base model FG XT Falcon in order to use it as a donor vehicle for my FG XR6 Turbo Drift Ute build. I've slowly been collecting toys and parts and tools, and I've just been stripping it apart so I can get all the structural frame damage repaired on it, and that brings us to here. We're going to be pulling off this whole kind of strut tower with the spot welds. Same thing as what I've done on the other Falcon. Just trying to pull this apart, trying to make this chassis rails kind of a bit more straight, a bit more tidier, and then obviously trying to protect this from getting damaged, whereas this strut tower here, this one's the one that actually can get damaged. This wiring harness is absolutely cooked, so I think I'm going to have to get a new one rather than just trying to repair it. Like, the car did run when it was all plugged in somehow, because they've tried to twitch it all back together. But I think it's just going to be easier to get a whole new one. I've already got one that goes from the manual harness to the ECU, so I think it's like might be this one, and maybe it goes around to the fuse box. I don't actually know, but we'll see. So this is mainly for myself for later down the track, if I ever need to come back and rewatch these videos so I can see exactly what goes where, because no doubt I'm going to have to tinker around and jig something up so that I can have a different brake bias from the fronts to the rears, and I don't know if that's going to work with an ABS module, so time will tell. So here I'm just doing some janky shit, just pulling the drift cart back further on the hoist, because now that we've dropped the engine and the K-frame out of it, it's just teetering, and I'm kind of just scared that it's just going to fall on my toes, even though I got steel caps, whatever. But yeah, just won't support forward, so I can just really lever on it and swing off it like Tarzan while I'm drilling out all these spot welds and whatnot. Yet again, another debut by the Dado, the little Nitsan. If there's one thing you do in life, I suggest it's being really, really ridiculously good looking and owning a forklift. And I don't even have my forklift license, but that doesn't therefore mean that anyone can tell me I can't own a fucking forklift. So check it. Obviously now I just need to clean up all these spot welds, get a bit of this rust off. I've just got like a little wire brush that I'll put on the drill, give this a bit of a clean up so that when it comes time to re-weld it back, it's not going to just keep rusting. Don't really care, it's only a drift car anyway, it's not as if it's ever going to go back on the road, but it'd be nice to get a little bit more life out of it. And just so you know, I did try to use that wire brush on the drill, and it was completely useless. It did not really achieve what I needed it to do, because I needed to actually grind back all the rust rather than just kind of give it a little tickle. And as you can see in this video part right here, you can probably hear me thinking to myself, geez, I wish I had another inch on me. I wish I had a bigger hammer. Yeah. I have tried to stand off and get all the stuff ready, prepped for paint and to get it welded and that sort of thing. But then I was waiting on this special paint to rock up, because it's actually like a weld-through primer that it does what it says it is. You can actually weld through it. Because I was like, oh, how can I actually rust protect it if it's already rusty on the inside and then you weld it? And anyway, so apparently this is what you do. And I'm actually pretty happy with how the front clip has actually been positioned on there, because you can see I don't know if you can see the silver, which is actually where I've drilled too deep onto the blue chassis rail. It lines up perfectly with the grey holes from the front clip. And if you come around here, same thing, you can see where I've drilled too deep on the old, on the actual car chassis rails, and then this new front clip, it all is perfectly in line, which is a bit crazy, because I thought that maybe from factory they just kind of randomly drilled it, but I don't know, maybe they're obviously already stamped out and they just drill it, and or they don't drill it, but they just weld it from factory. But pretty happy with that, because it means that surely it's kind of square, and hopefully the K-frame, yeah, no, I don't think the K-frame's got anything to do with that. Well, I suppose the suspension does. But regardless, it's a drift car, and it's still going to be sick. Like, it's like some people, like, they get out like their little, I don't know, measure from here, measure to there. But no, we're not doing that. We're not. So get it out of your head. We're not doing it. I don't want to hear it again. And yeah, so we're going to just sand all back all the shit we've already sanded once before, because it's been so long since I have actually worked on this car, because I've been busy. Okay, give me a break. And then, yeah, we can actually start welding today after we get some paint on it. And then we'll paint it in blue, and then we can put the engine back in, and then actually, yeah, the hard part really happens, because I don't know how I'm going to go converting it to manual, and then the engine, ECU, and all this sort of crazy high-tech sort of shit. Stuff's going to go really difficult really soon. Like, it hasn't been too difficult so far. It's just been a lot of effort and time to actually do it. And especially on a weekend, like, that's the only really time I have time to do something like this. And it just means you've got to be sober pretty much all weekend, otherwise you've got no motivation. And yeah, sometimes that's easier said than done when you've got a busy lifestyle and you have more than one hobby. I ride dirt bikes, I just bought myself a Harley, so I've got a lot of hobbies going on. Don't even do enough fishing. Yeah, drift car is today though. That's the thing that we're doing, so we'll lock into that. Enjoy.
You don't believe, you'll never know, 'cause you never knew me. Never knew me. Never knew me.
Shut this garage door so I don't paint anything else grey that I don't want to be grey, especially that F6. Sorry, camera. So if you notice, I'm wearing long sleeves today, and A, that's because it's cold, and B, because I was doing some welding on my trailer the other week, and I just was wearing the welding gloves, but no long sleeves, and so my gloves came up to about here, and then my shirt came up to just there. Had all this exposed part just here, and I was welding like a bit, and I got welder's flash or welder's burn, and it was just like a sunburn. But apparently it's so much more dangerous for you. So that's great. So I've probably got cancer now. And yeah, so I'm not doing that again. So tips to all you out there, don't weld without long sleeves, because yeah, apparently it's cancerous. And it even it even blistered. What am I doing? It even blistered and had like all these little like pimples and stuff. It was gross, and it wasn't nice. So don't do that. Oh yeah, and also another thing that kind of I just realised that gives me a bit of I don't know, security, knowing that this actually is going to work. So not on this side, because this side actually, this part here actually has a dowel that goes through that there. So I don't know if you can see that dowel goes in there as well. So it's kind of I guess you kind of can't get it in the wrong spot really, hey, to an extent. So tell you what's good about having this SIG weld welder. So depending on whatever your Y gauge thickness is,
And wire gauge thickness, what sort of steel you're going through, stainless, aluminium, mild steel, and then you got your wire thickness, and then the diameter thickness of the material thickness. It's really good. It tells you your amperage and your wire speed, and it takes a lot of the guesswork out of it, because someone like me that doesn't really know much about welding, clearly, seeing as I just welded flash myself last weekend, it takes a lot of the guesswork out of it, and it's good getting you pretty close welding operating temperatures. So if we have a 0.9 mil, what are we doing? So we're doing mild steel 0.9 mil wire, which I'm pretty sure that's what this is. Oh no, 0.8 mil wire. Okay, 0.8 mild steel. And it's like gonna be like 5 mil probably is what this material is. So it's gonna be 6 and 16.5. So then I go 6 and 16.5. And we're stuffing there. And see how that goes. And then if it's burning too much, then I'll turn it down. But it probably won't be enough-ish, because the chassis frame is actually, it's probably more like 2 mil. So if anything, it might need to go up a little. Wish me luck, everyone. Whoa. I think that's probably a bit too hot. Yeah, so you just want to do like little, I'm probably doing it even too fast for those sections. But yeah, you just want to do a little bit at a time, because if you leave it on full ball and just pull the trigger, then it'll just get way too hot and just melt straight through. It's one thing I do know about welding. Got some wafer head self-tappers, that'll do the job. I reckon if I just put a couple through. So the reason why I was using self-tappers is to help hold the steel together while I weld it, because there's obviously about 1 or 2 mil separation between the two. My car's on fire. Yeah, so it's a good thing I patted it down with those welding gloves, because the whole time while I'm running away in fright and fear, I am under the impression that this car is about to go up in flames, because I didn't realise that my welding gloves actually extinguished the fire. But yeah, that was got the heart rate going, that one. Because I was like, imagine doing all this work for me to just burn my car down to the ground. I was thinking that the whole time, hey. Look at that insulation on the inside of the car, just trying to catch fire. Yeah, so anyways, that's why you always be fire ready, fire safe, welding safe, have a hose on standby ready to go. You get the idea. Nothing pretty, but they're all in, they're all plugged. Just gotta go on the other side, finish off what needs to be welded over there. I was painting some of the F6 just in the battery tray the other week when obviously the battery has leaked, and I had a bit of leftover, and I was just tinkering around with my new paint gun setup that I got, and I just got this. So obviously you can see it's still silver because I ran out of paint. I was just doing it for a tester, but it's once I actually get some more coats of paint on it so that it actually matches that colour blue, because it's still got so much silver through it still. I reckon it's going to be pretty sweet. Professional body repairer, body panel beater, body painter. Oh. So that's pretty much it for today's episode, boys and girls. So if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and also you can turn on the bell notification as well, so that you actually get notifications when I upload, which I know is not very often at the moment, but at least then you will get notified when I upload the next one. So here she is.
It's looking pretty beautiful. Like, it's compared to the other side, it's about right. On the next episode, I will be tinkering with the I've got a front bumper in there, F6 front bumper. So it's going to look like the F6, obviously. I've got a plastic welder. I'm going to bog it up, paint it, and I'm going to do the front left and right guards at the same time, as well as the engine bay. The engine bay won't be anything special. I'm just going to tape it up and, yeah, just give it a spray so that at least it's all in one colour. And, yeah, so if you want to see what's going on with that there, then, yeah, turn on the bell notifications, or, yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. If you know anyone that's looking for a new panel beater or welder, just let me know. Fish on, boys.